So it looks like I'm not the only one that watched this movie this week, because I saw this when I took my dog Tally out to the local state park. And they did a pretty good rendition. It looks like that in the movie, pretty close as far as I can remember. So we're going to be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's. And I'm going to try not to spoil anything. This is going to be like short because the movie's still out. We have PETA from the Hunger Games, but, you know, let's talk about Bridge of Terabithia and Zathura instead, because I like those movies more. And I think the only reason I like Zathura more is because it's Space Jumanji. And I do like Dak Shepard. Off topic. Let's get back on topic. So, the premise of the movie is PETA's character is taking care of his little sister, who is like 12 or whatever. I'm not good at knowing ages. Young kid. And the reason is because the mom died and then the dad ran off after their son, their other son, can't remember, he was younger than PETA. That's what it was. He got stolen and never found again. So it's kind of like a shitty household situation going on. The sister hates him, and then he's just trying to get a job. Well, he fucks up and beats the shit out of somebody's dad in front of the kid because he thought the kid was being stolen, because it kind of looked like it could have been that. He probably should have questioned them first before tackling the guy and beating the shit out of him. Anyways, he goes to Matthew Lillard. Matthew Lillard's like, I got a night job. Want to take it? And then he's like, no, I'll take it later when I have to. So, I just looked at this game when it first came out. And I'm not a jump scare guy. If you've listened to any of the podcasts, which I doubt anybody has. I'm not a fan of jump scares. This game didn't do it for me. And I knew there was backstory because of like the 8-bit parts. And that's all I really know about Five Nights at Freddy's. So I was just expecting a colorful horror movie, and that's all I wanted out of this movie. And I got it. It worked. So he gets the job, and there's like Matt Pat's in there. He has a theory about lunch. And there's a song from Fallout that plays, that it's probably playing because it's sung Fallout, not because of the actual song. So there's a lot of like things you'll see if you're a gamer that are real fun nods. And the guy that made the game was one of the writers and producers on the movie. So the ideas are coming from him. This seems like it's a PG-13 movie because there's like a bloody handprint, and then the rest of the murders are just in silhouette through frosted glass, or literally shadow silhouettes. Somebody gets bitten in half, so that's pretty cool. So you get like, when he sits down and you see all of the fucking monitors, and like you look at the shaft and it's like, oh, they did a pretty good fucking job of making this little part. There's a preset cup there with a straw in it, just like the game. So it's pretty neat. He gets bored and starts cleaning up the place, but he falls asleep to try to see any dreams, because he remembers back to when his brother got stolen. So he's trying to remember anything he can to help figure out who did it. So like, you get this dream sequence where he looks like 7 bazillion times. It happens too many times. Pretty much the first half of the movie is better than the second half of the movie. Because like, I would say the end of the first half is like a bunch of murders. And then the second half is when everybody knows everything. Except for like, they don't know those people died, but that's when your main character realizes that there's ghost kids possessing stuff. And then his little sister's like gets wrapped up in it because all of them like her. But then the main bad guy like wants to keep her So like in the game there's 2 little kid puppets. Well, those aren't in the movie yet. And he's trying to make them in the movie, if that makes any sense to you. I'd say that this movie's good for teenagers. It's a good teenager movie. If it had an R rating and we saw some actual murders, I would like this movie more. But I think this movie it's one of those weird things where like everybody that liked the movie or the game when it came out are all old enough to where they've probably moved to like more adult horror than just jump scares and then a game over screen. So it's like they made it for the crowd that's a decade older now. I think it's weird when they do that. I could be talking out my ass. I just like horror movies. I thought it was alright. I would give it a watch. I don't know if it's worth the theater unless you're in that teenage bracket. You'd probably like it more. Other than that, I think we're going to talk about the new Children of the Corn the next episode of Let's Talk. I guess we're calling it Let's Talk. Let's talk about the new Children of the Corn next time, because we talked about Five Nights at Freddy's this time. Alright, bye.